Okay, what I'm going to explain now is how certain technique work when it comes to a knife fight that need to be discussed in order to understand better so that your technique might be better. Right? I have a stick in my hand here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the ground like this. Okay, this represents this line right here. So I can have him come up here, right there, stand right here. Okay, this line right here represent. This is where his knife ends, right there. Okay, this is where my knife up to this line right here. So at this point, you know, I can't cut him, I can't stab him, and he can't do the same to me either. Does that make sense? Now, the moment that he crosses this line right here, he don't even have to cross that much. If he's crossing over this line right here, where this is, right here, this means I have two options, okay? Either I'm going to act it out, and basically because he's in my boundaries, okay, I'm going to have to cut him. I'm going to have to cut him. This is where the threat is. This is where I need to focus on and to concentrate on. Everything else does not matter because of this knife, that's an 80% leverage. But since I have an equalizer, so we're about even. Okay? So because he crosses this line right here, I cannot allow him to cross this line, so I have to take him out. Okay? These are the way how you can cut and disarm him like that. Like that. Okay? That's option number one. Option number two means I'm not ready, I'm not sure of what's going on, then I need to move this line back, right here, meaning I'm stepping back. So that way he cannot cut me, he cannot stab me, he cannot do anything to me because I'm changing my line. This is what I mean by line, okay? This is very important because without this concept and principle, you get hooked. It's your life on the line, right? So again, if he step onto this line, I'm going to have to cut him. I cannot allow him to be stepping over this line, okay? If he's not in this line, same thing with him, right? If I'm moving into his line, then he needs to cut me and not allow me to be in his line, okay? Same way with holding the knife this way, same thing with holding the knife this way. It does not make a difference. Now, there's a big myth about this is a better way of holding a knife, and this is a better way of holding a knife, okay? Holding a knife this way, you have longer reach, okay? But it can easily be disarmed this way, okay? Holding a knife this way, you don't have as long a reach as the other one, but, you know, it's harder to disarm a knife this way. So there's good and bad to, you know, each way of holding it, but I suggest that you learn to do both. Why does it have to be one or the other? Okay? Reason being is that if you drop the knife, you happen to pick it up this way, then you're going to fight this way. Right? If you pick up the knife this way, then you have to fight the knife this way. Okay? It makes absolutely no difference. I think that, you know, people need to learn both and learn it well, because you're going to need all the help you can if you're fighting for your life. Okay? So here's the concept. The moment that he comes over, I need to, if he's thrusting the knife this way, this is where the threat is. This is what I call the line of fire, which is the force is going this way. So I have two choices. I can step it out, cut it, because I do not want to be here because he's going to cut me or stab me, right? So I need to step out and cut this knife off right here, so that he, you know, cut the thread off right there. Or I can step on this side and cut this way. The X motion, okay? This is the motion that, you know, that we need to focus on for practical purposes like this, okay? I'll go back. So when you step over, right here, like that. Just like that, okay? Or this way, come in, just like that, right there. Cut it this way right here, okay? So when you get this off, this thread is off, his finger fall off, his knife drop. Now you have an 80% leverage over him now. Plus, your body have 8 pints of blood by cutting him. He has a certain amount of time before he lost 2 pints of blood. That's when his body is going to go in the shot. Okay? So from here, when his knife is dropped, you can go in and cut him, right? You can cut here, step over here, cut here, stab here, pin it down that way, and stick it through his neck that way. The moment he step over, going to cross this line, I have to take care of this slit right here. Okay? Now, one way to do it, if we're here and we step in and cut it with control and hold it this way, like this is how you can disable the knife, this way, and stab him in this way. That hand is coming, cut it, flay it, like that, pin him down this way, and stick him into his neck this way. Travel of his arm and stick it in there. I think it's already done it because I've cut him so many times before you even get to that part, but you know, you never know because your life is yours or his. Okay?
You can do the same principle this way.
You can do the same thing with the grip blade this way. Okay? If he comes in, we cut him this way, this arm this way, cut here, stab here, other hand's coming, over here, cut here, jam it down, stick in the neck this way. Okay? His hand is here, come in and cut, this way, cut here, stab here, that hand's coming, right here, this is where one of the main bloodline is, cut here, down like that, and stick right into there. Now if you want, you can go down this way and plug them in this way, and it'll be down this way, and you still have control this way. You can go in here and have total control, and you can stab them this way, and still have control with whatever the surrounding is. Step out, cut, right there, disarm it, cut right here, go through right there, this arm come in, put over here, cut here, jam it down this way, this will go to the throat, right there. Now you need to manipulate, you can bring them this way, down that way, like this, okay? Lock this here, and you can have all this right here. This one come down, you trap this one here too, and stab here, this way. And still have control, like this, okay? Now if you need to get rid of your, your blade, you can put it behind here, and still have free hand to do whatever you need to do. If you come in with that grip right there, that's fine too. Step out of line, cut it right there. Again, step out of line, cut, right there. Okay? You can cut through all this right here until that hand's come over. I doubt he's gonna keep going after this. Alright? Like that. Blade goes through there. You can kick them down that way if you want. Okay? Boom. Right there. Okay, that hand's coming. Right there. Cut. Down that way. Okay? Okay? You can go from here, down that way. Same thing, like that. And, just cut them. That leg's coming, right? You can do that and cut right here too. Right there too. Whatever he give you, that's what you cut. Okay, here's another variation. Come in, cut here, come here, jam it right there. Like this. Okay, bring him down this way. His body here, knife go through right there again, like this. Or like this. That way. Reverse play, right? Boom. Boom. Right there. Okay? Arms go down right there like that. This can go through the eye, this can go through the neck, and cut them like this. Cut them right here, right there. Watch his hand out that way, that one's coming. Cut here, bring it down. Same concept again. You can push them off and cut them from here. Okay? Cut that out too.
What if I'm on the ground and I try to lunge?
You're on the ground, you try to lunge? Well, just change my line again. I mean, same concept. Lunge again, see? Same concept again. See? Cut it here. Cut it here. Right? I'm moving my line.
So what they also do is they try to charge.
You can charge, go ahead charge. Because charge, remember, you run into might have remember, I can cut you, you can cut me, I can stab you, you can stab me. That's the thing. If you don't have no respect for the blade, go ahead, rush in. Right there. You rush into my blade. Right? This is, remember, you're rushing only because I don't have a blade, so you have an 80% leverage over me. That's the only time when you see something in prison where they want to shank, this is what they do. Like that, because that's an 80% leverage. Anytime when you see a person trying to disarm another person with a knife, that's a fool. He has an 80% leverage over you. So I don't suggest to fight empty-hand against a person who have a blade, because that's not good, you know. It's very hard to come in and try to disarm him if he's cutting you all over the place, just to try to catch his arm with a knife like this, okay? That's foolishness, you know. It's always best to have an equalizer. You have a knife, he has a knife, or there's something around, like say a pole, a stick, you know. If he want to come in, and at least you have to keep him out this way, you know. If he comes in, at least you can whack him and hit him, okay? At least you have some type of an equalizer to that blade. But I don't suggest to do empty hand unless you absolutely have no choice left. Because at the end of the day, when you do that, you're going to have to answer to where you're going to get cut, where you're going to get stabbed, just so that you can get to this point where you can disable the blade and come in and cut him this way. Because to get here is a big gigantic gap, because you have empty hand and you haven't understand the principle of the blade, like what we discussed on the other video that I had. Again, I don't know how much I can stress that is a lot of different people out there emphasize on disarming the person who has a knife and you don't have a knife. Empty hand against knife. I totally disagree with it. But again, if there's nothing in your environment, absolutely nothing, no door, no way for you to run away, and you have absolutely no choice, and you have to go, you know, against somebody who's trying to kill you, and there's nothing around, and you're forced to fight with a guy with a knife, then that's what you have to do. But here's what I'm going to emphasize on the principle of the blade, so this might save your life. In order for him to stab you and cut you, okay, this principle needs to be taught and discussed in order to go into the technique of empty hand against a knife. In order for this to happen, he would have to pass through your weapon. As of right now, it's the empty hand is what you have. You better hope you have all the skill and the technical way of understanding how to disarm a person to the max, because you're going to have to depend on this empty hand to take this blade away. Okay? Understand that the principle is his objective is to come and cut you and stab you. Okay? This is where there's no negotiating. He's not trying to threaten me, or he has an intent to just come in and cut me. There's no negotiation. Now, if there's a negotiation, if he say, oh, you know, give me my money, there's still time where he's still thinking. Well, that's not the same thing if he's already committed, come in already cut me, and I'm trying to disarm this man with a blade and try to kill me. Okay? What I'm talking about is something's already committed and in motion. So the one way to understand this is like this. In order for him to cut me, he has to pass through my hand right there. So what does that mean? It means I will not allow him to cut me here unless he has to pass through my hand, which is my weapon. That's the only choice I have, right? So here you go. If you come in, you're going to have to do whatever it takes to step out of the line of fire, because he's trying to thrust the knife and hit you. You're going to have to step out of the way and catch it with two hands here. It don't matter what this is going to happen. He might come and hit you this way. He might need this way. This is the first threat that needs to be taking place. Okay? Now, why do I choose to stay on this side versus this side? Because on this side, I'm getting everything from him, from his headbutting me, from him kneeing me, from him punching me, you know, but at least I have a hold of this knife. Okay? Now, I choose to stay on this side is because I have to less to deal with on this side. This is an outside gate, this is an inside gate. I choose to stay on the outside gate so that I have to deal with this and less things that I have to deal with over here on the outside gate, okay? So when I'm here, once I get a hold of this, if I'm lucky to even have a hold of this, I'm stepping out of the way and I'm holding this, this way here, he's going to try to yank this away, then I'm going to make sure that he's out of balance, like that, okay? While he's out of balance, I'm going to strip this knife this way, like this, okay? Once I strip the knife, that means now I have 80% leverage over him now, meaning I have the knife and he doesn't. This is where he's in trouble, okay? Now, if you choose to not kill the guy and disarm the guy, then you use the butt here. But again, at this point, he's committed to kill you, then now you have two choices, either to kill him or completely disarm him so that he don't continue trying to kill you and hurt you. Okay? At this point, you can stab him like this and cut him like that. Same thing as the way to the other technique that I showed. So he hit you here, you cut him here, bring it over here, cut him, bring him that way, and stick the blade in this way. Okay? I'm just thankful that I'm able to catch the blade here because there's a big, gigantic gap, right? If he comes in and he's stepping out this way like that, right? Try to grab from here, then from here. Okay, he dropped his blade, which is fine. Get him out of the way. Pick up the blade. Now you have the blade. Okay, but this is very dangerous. He have a knife and I don't. But I have no choices. Those are the little technique here and there. You try to come from the top. Okay, you're gonna have to go like this. Stop here. Get a hold of this knife. That thing, he's gonna come and try to hit you. It's okay, but the way how to not get hit is to push him into balance, meaning you're shaking him like this, okay? You're taking the knife this way, like that. Once you're here, this comes up, hit him here. Your hand is here, bring him down that way, cut him this way, bring him this way, like that, okay? And hit him this way, like that, okay? So, I don't suggest empty hand against a knife because that's very dangerous. All right?